What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Scythe, and we are back again for some more Warframe. How y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastically wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. Now, before we get started with the crazy adventuring and stuff like that, I wanted to take a peek at my mods and kind of explain a little bit of what's going on here. Thank you all so much for your tips, by the way, especially Chrono ended up helping me out quite a bit. But needless to say, there was a couple questions that a lot of you ended up having and kind of screaming at me for in the last video that I did end up realizing after I recorded the episode. So yeah, but before we get started with that, we very much appreciate if you would hit that like button. Helps me out more than you know. So first of all, go to the Nikana, and range seems pretty useless, doesn't it? So I'm going to get rid of that. And as I was just kind of going through these, I noticed, what is this focus energy? I don't even know why I leveled this thing up. I just ended up copying like somebody else's build I saw on the Nikana Prime. But seriously, I never do channeling and electric damage. Like, is that even a thing? Do we really even need that? I don't know, but I'm gonna get rid of it. This Guardian Derision apparently is really good. Somebody, lots of you were saying, mostly Chrono, was telling me to start using this one. Blocking taunts enemies within 6 meters to target you instead of allies, which I think is a fantastic idea because that means that we can actually be a tank, which I'm assuming as we level that up, it's going to end up becoming a lot better, but didn't really know what we would end up swapping the other slot here for because as far as all these items are concerned, I mean, or mods, I mean, the only one that I can really see is 5% more attack speed from Fury, and then of course if we level that up, it would be even more attack speed. I think that could slowly end up adding up. I mean, already we're gonna have more attack speed, and that's kind of what this build is based upon, if you can even call it that. But there is also True Steel, which gives us more to our crit chance, because that's the thing, is what we've got right now with all these mods is kind of like our attack speed increases the longer our combo multiplier, which is also based on our crit chance, and that ends up going up based on our combo multiplier as well, right? Now, of course, we end up losing all the electricity damage. I heard that the toxic damage apparently is like one of the strongest in the game. Personally speaking, I thought that the elemental damage is only applied to the specific enemies. Like, you know, this game doesn't really explain very well, at least to a new player like myself. I mean, I guess I'm kind of still a noob at this game, but Northwind, for example, does cold damage. I just naturally assume because of the picture that it does damage against that guy. Against those types of guys. Is that the Corvus? I don't know. I honestly don't know the names. But needless to say, I thought that was the only difference, right? Otherwise, I ended up getting our Blood Rush up a few levels. I think since the last episode, it's only got 2 levels left, which of course is still very, very expensive. This one I definitely want to level up. The Fury, not so much. Not exactly sure on that. If you have better suggestions, let me know in the comments below and I'll swap this out in no time. I don't have a prime pressure point, otherwise I would definitely use that, but hey, whatever, that's okay. Anyways, the prime pressure point I do here is quite beautiful though. And then otherwise, all these ones down here I'm actually pretty satisfied with. I think everybody was also saying Berserker was a really good one, which I assume is for Inaros. Isn't that funny? But yeah, I ended up gaining vitality up a little bit, so there's only a couple levels left on that one. Prime continuity is going to take 50 zillion years to actually end up using. I think, don't quote me on this, but just because I think that's how it works, is the power duration means that when we throw sand in the enemy's face, it's going to end up making them stay stunned a little bit longer, right? That's how the power kind of ends up working. And if we use our number 2, it's going to keep them locked into a sand pit for a little longer. I think. I don't know. But I don't really have that many of the endo. Like, I only have 1,000, and even for our credits I only have 240,000. So yeah, it's not really ideal here, but let me see if I can find that other one. Oh, and also I keep forgetting too that you can actually just go to the mods from within the equipment menu, and yeah, that definitely makes things a little bit easier. So what's this gonna end up doing once it actually upgrades? It just takes more slots, huh? Or does it just, no, it just doesn't tell us that it actually is going to be more meters. Okay, so as soon as we start leveling this up, it's just adding more meters, so it's going to be 15. End up taking a lot more space here, but probably a mod that we want maxed out for sure, because then we can just aggro as many enemies as possible, right? It doesn't end up costing that much either. I could be making a big crucial mistake right here, but honestly speaking, I don't care. You can see my plat is getting very dangerously low as well. Hi, Max, and also hello to the magical Christmassy theme here. So now what we're gonna do for the actual mission today is go to Regna, and then I also ended up with Max and Coolby and a couple other people ended up going and fighting the Heck on Oro on Earth or something like that. I'll try and remember to insert some footage of that boss battle. It wasn't really that epic, and honestly speaking, as much as I love being a melee-only character, it means that a lot of the ranged enemies and bosses and stuff like that, I'm completely reliant on other people to actually be able to defeat them, right? Hi, Max! He's gonna end up helping me out, and he's a beautiful Inaros as well, but he likes that crazy hammer. Okay, let's sneak. We're gonna be secret ninja spies. Just kidding, let's go. I don't know what this mission actually has us do. This is like a rescue mission, it said, or something. I'll leave that first enemy to you, Max, and then hopefully be able to fight whatever else is in here. Was that Stalker? I'm scared. Oh my goodness gracious. Wrecked. No, seriously, that was hilarious right there. Like, that was comedy gold. What is going on? Is that just lightning? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is like a special mission or something. Yeah, he went flying on Max's screen. He did go flying on mine. I'm glad we actually got that on camera. Like, really. Haha! I will defeat you with a finishing move. Apparently, that's not a one-shot kill for most weaklings, but I have the Nikana Prime, so everything is a one-shot kill with this. Like, seriously, just look. It's beautiful. I like how, just because I've been using this blade a lot, it's been getting really popular with, like, all the people that I know that play this game and stuff like that. Now, granted, I'm not trying to be all, like, egotistical about that. I just think that it's really, really cool that people are getting into this weapon a little bit more because of me, because seriously, I mean, you should already enjoy it anyways. It's a beautiful katana, like, come on. Not to mention how powerful it actually is. Now, granted, there's other weapons that you can end up building and being very powerful with and just kind of do whatever you feel like as far as the builds are concerned anyways, right? Die, weird robot! That's the one enemy I can't actually one-hit because he's up in the air, so I can't see anything. Did he just hack it, or is this an elevator? Haha! Oh. Our sand didn't actually reach him over there. You can hit the button. Thank you very much. We might only have enough time for today's mission, by the way, folks, because that War Within thing that's going on, that Sedna Junction, is it the Sedna Junction? I think that's the one. It's the next junction that we have to get to. But needless to say, it is, like, we have to kind of get a bunch of mods, like in a very specific way or something like that, and I haven't had the time to actually grind that up. Not to mention what I've been doing off camera, if I can even say that I've been doing it that much, is trying to get as much credits and endo as I can, just so I can actually max out some of our mods. Oh, that was the other big thing that I was going to talk about, was the way that the life leech ends up working, because I seem to confuse quite a few people in the last video where I was saying not exactly sure how the life leech ended up working. So the way it works and why the life steal mod actually says and lowers your channeling capacity, that's when you're holding your left click with your sword or weapon or whatever. The reason for it lowering the capacity is because it is based on that. So when you're holding left click, that is the only time that we're actually going to be life stealing, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I'm down for this. It's been like a million zillion years since I actually ended up hacking something on camera. Thank goodness we had 5 zillion seconds to actually do it. Hello, random dude, who looks really, really weird. Return secondary weapon. I can't give you a secondary weapon, you freak. I hope he follows us anyways, because yeah, not I don't have a secondary weapon, dude. Like, seriously. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Well, more stuff to hack at least. Jeez Louise. What the? Why? Why is it not working? Why did it not work? Like, seriously, there was just like one thing that it was supposed to look at, and I must have done it just wrong on the last second there or something. There we go. That ended up working because the center one was a full-on hexagon. Yes, DARUDE SANDSTORM. I want to join in. Why is he so fast when he's using that? Like, seriously, how does he have the movement speed from that? Is there a mod? Increase Inaros' movement speed when he's using his beautiful sandstorm? Why was that guy not dead sooner? Like, seriously? What was that? Wait, where are we supposed to be going? Apparently there's a staircase over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Really, really weird. But yeah, so that's the thing too, is we can just channel with this sword like right away. And because we have our lifesteal like maxed out, we pretty much just do like 1 or 2 hits. And then we end up having our max, being fully healed already. So we're even more tankier, especially with the fact that we actually have so much vitality already, right? So it's getting really exciting that we're actually starting to have a character that's more formidable, because as much as I've been messing around off camera with Neza, and I still absolutely love that character because of how fast and Sanic speeds he is. Yeah, I've said this almost every time that I actually bring the character up, but I've seen lots of people, like lots of other YouTubers and tutorials that I've watched talking about Neza and how he doesn't actually keep up with the end game. And I'm pretty confident to say that that's true, outside of course, he's very, very good for speed runs, but yeah, he's still very, very squishy, which is disappointing because I really love that character so much. But honestly speaking, yeah, I'm pretty sure Inaros is actually my favorite character, I will say right now, because I mean, there's something about, like, look at his style. He's like so cool as an undead mummy dude, let alone I really like his abilities. I like the crowd control that he ends up having, and I like the fact that he's so good at tanking. Okay, so I have to craft a weapon requiring mastery rank 5. I ended up grabbing... Let me take a look at the blueprints here, because otherwise, yeah, we're not gonna have enough time to grind that up on camera today, unfortunately. But there was a weapon that I did end up grabbing from the market. I think, is it the Dracoon? What the heck is this gun? I don't even know what that is, but I want it because it looks kind of cool. Frogmer? No. I can craft this, though. It was, maybe it was this one, the Gamma Core? I don't know, but it was some type of weapon that ended up requiring a bunch of Argon crystals. And unfortunately, while Argon crystals used to actually be pretty easy to grind, a lot of the resources have been shifted around since the latest updates. And so because of it, a lot of these resources that used to end up being a lot more common are actually that much rarer now and harder to farm, which kind of sucks for me because I don't have as much time as I wish I could to commit to grinding stuff on the side, right? I should probably start selling a lot of these things on the player market as well, because I gotta start getting my platinum up. Oh, the Rubico, that's what it was that I was gonna forge. So I still need the 2 Argon crystals, which I'm gonna try and grind off camera for sure, and then level this thing up just so I can have that mastery 5 weapon. I think it's kind of strange because I'm pretty sure I ended up forging the Tonker, and I mean, maybe that wasn't like proper or something. Maybe that wasn't Mastery 5. I don't know. But then I have to collect 3 mods from the Orican Principal Challenge rooms on Lua. No idea what that is. If it's something that's worth doing on camera, I'll definitely get it on film. But for the most part, I just want to get to the Sedna Junction and do the whole War Within thing. And also, just to kind of quell the questions that lots of people have been having, we're not going to stop the series after we do the Sedna Junction by any means, folks. Mostly it's giving me a goal to do right now, because honestly speaking, going and doing all these side missions, I could honestly care less about doing that, but maybe that'll be the long-term goal, is to try and complete every mission and maybe get to the end game. The whole thing about the way that I approach Warframe is I have to approach it in terms of a linear game, because honestly speaking, the grindy aspect of this game, like repeating missions and stuff like that, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't really appeal to me, you know? Even though every mission technically is all the same anyways, the fact that we're actually progressing, or at least that there's a sense of progression where we're unlocking new levels and new equipment and gaining mastery and stuff like that, that I definitely like. I really enjoy that, but it's not like I can go and say, oh, Oceaminum whatever right here is my favorite level in the entire game, you know? Like, there's not really that much of a aspect to this game. And even with the boss fights, like outside of that last main mission, part of the main quest, those missions I really love. Like, those ones are actually fantastic. And after we do this one, we're supposed to be able to get like a new power-up for our character or something like that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciated, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.